All right, guys, we're back with another week of the weekly baseball rundown. We're going to be talking about some jerseys today, some beautiful throwbacks, some classic ones, and not turn ahead the clock day because that was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, we're going to talk about some throwback jerseys. We were talking about that before the show got started. And one of my favorites will always and forever be that classic yellow jersey that the A's used to have in the 70s. That gold epitomized it. The white pants and everything, the sterile socks and everything else, those white cleats. That, and then they had the mustaches and everything else. That epitomized what the 70s was at the time because everyone was so clean cut back then. But then you got these guys coming out with mustaches and everything, and they were being paid $300 to grow these mustaches out. And Raleigh Fingers, some 50 years later, still has his. He still has that curly Q mustache, and he washes that mustache every day. But I'm going to ask these guys what favorite throwbacks they like. And I'm actually going to start with the director here. I'm going to talk to David first about his favorite throwback jersey.
My favorite throwback jersey. Oh man, well, it's a tie between the old Expos and the Florida Marlins of 1993. It has to be a tie between those. It's just, I guess, that throwback feel from back in the old days before the turn of the 21st century. I have to go with that. But the other one I actually like is the old blue Phillies jersey as well.
Ooh,
Brand
yeah.
knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That one is. I almost wanted to get that at the team store, but I don't mind getting the white one with Harper on it because they didn't have any throwback players with the blue one, so I had to get the white one. But it's that's the other one I really like. So those are my top three right there.
Okay, that's three solid choices. Johnny, because you weren't here last week, I'm going to give you your time here. Your favorite throwback jersey as a fan?
Well, I'm a connoisseur of those things, but I'll give you my top three. The 1983-90 Mets racing stripes looked very cool. I mean, I'm from the kind of the 80s generation, so to speak, so that's my kind of style that I like. I don't know why pullover jerseys get a bad rap in Major League Baseball, but I love them because they brought a breath of fresh air to a sport that otherwise had a staid look up until the introduction with the Pirates in '70. Next would be the Seattle Mariners 81-86 racing stripes. And then finally the 77-88 Toronto Blue Jays home pullover jersey. They decided to put their emblem at the center of the jersey because it was a pullover jersey. It's kind of emulate a hockey sweater as well, too, or jersey. So
I've never had an issue with the pullover jersey. I always liked the ones that had the big logo on the kind of the breast area and everything. It showed that your team actually cared about your franchise a little bit. And that's what I was thinking. Brandon,
Indeed.
I know you're a connoisseur of these throwback jerseys as well, so let's see what you got coming out of your closet here.
Well, my number one is also going to be the Phillies powder blues from 1980. I have a Bryce Harper one that I got for my college graduation back in 2019. I thought it was really cool that they brought those out for one of the games of the 2022 World Series when they were in Philadelphia. So that's definitely number one. Number two would be the early to mid 2000s White Sox home jerseys with the black shirt under it. It was a vest and then a black shirt under it. This reminds me of the days of Paul Konerko, Frank Thomas, and the 2005 championship team because they wore those quite a bit when they were at home. And then my number three, I'm gonna have to say the Marlins teal jerseys. Like those are undefeated, and I'm always trying to look for those on MLBShop.com, but they never have them. I think Mitchell and Ness might have some, but those jerseys are just amazing, and just it reminds me of the late '90s, mid to late '90s, them playing at Pro Player Stadium, winning a World Series, and them wearing those jerseys. Those are super nice.
See, when I was talking about before, Mitchell and Ness was undefeated in the 90s when it came to the jerseys, especially the late 90s when the Pirates had that all black and the yellow trim around the sleeves and everything else. Those were jerseys. All right, Jesse, your turn. Your top three.
Mine would have to be the Houston Astros '90s jerseys. Those were awesome. And then the ones from the second, and then the ones from the 2000s, where they changed the color and the logo. Always had that awesome star on it, and then the Devil Rays one from when they first started.
Jesse, do you like these ones from the 70s?
That's the creamsicle I was talking about. Those
Yeah.
were sweet.
Yes, those were.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I never understood why the 70s and the 80s were such a hated time because those had really good timing with it, especially with the I'll give the Astros credit. They had some really good jerseys their entire time. Even now with the orange ones. The orange ones aren't as great, but they're still very nice with where they're playing. I like that a lot. Now,
with the Padres, not the Padres throwback, but the current jersey the Padres have is actually pretty cool as well.
well, they had that mustard brown, and that was mustard yellow is one thing, just not mustard brown. The Cleveland Browns, especially with theirs. See, that I like. Those are actually pretty cool. The Cincy ones, not so much. The Guardians, the Dodger ones,
All right.
I like it, but it's just, how do I put this? And that's not great either. But the Padres, when they had theirs, I like the Dodgers when they were wearing their blue ones and everything, like their old all white jerseys. Not where they had to mess it up and everything, but the old white jerseys reminds you of Lopes and Garvey and those guys. And then you had Piazza wearing them closer to the 90s.
That's the Blue Jays one.
I don't see it, though. They don't wear many. They don't have black in their color scheme. That's their only thing. Cardinals one, it's iffy because it's St. Louis. But I'm going to get to Josh here, David.
Okay.
Well, my
Go ahead, Josh.
absolute favorite one's got to be the original Cubs pinstripe that we wear at home. Now, as for throwback, in the 1980s, when Sandberg was big, 80s, 90s, when they had the royal blue pullovers, kind of like the color color they use on the road now. You'll see that they use it as a road jersey, but back when the Sandberg days, they had no names on them, and the team actually hated when they put names on the back because they just like doing the numbers.
Let me start that one real quick. Are you talking about?
I always wondered about that because I've never been about. That's
the home.
Sweet.
Yeah,
those were sweet.
Yeah.
And you can't beat the white and blue pinstripe. You can't beat it.
No.
Mm-hmm. Here's Cleveland for the City Connect.
Well, I'll be honest. The reason I associate that with Cleveland is because of that big C on the head. And I know it's not politically correct anymore to like it, but Chief Wahoo was their identity for years.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That big, goofy, toothed Indians mascot. That was their guy.
Yeah.
That was what they wore when they went to every World Series. Even in 2016, they still had Chief Wahoo. And I feel like, well, I won't talk about caps, but that encapsulates your team as the mascot. That's why when they had the Philadelphia A's, they were wearing the ones that had the big old elephant on the hat and everything else. Because that exemplifies your franchise. That's why I like the White Sox jerseys so much. That's why I like the Cubs jersey, the Astros, the Mariners. Because it's that big old emblem on the breast pocket, not the name of the city like it's on the road. But City Connects, I know they're trying to do it for the city and everything else, but not every franchise has a big city following and everything else.
No.
So,
What got Tampa?
if I had to say something about it, the jersey makes the team better
Yes.
because of the number one incident. And I know Brandon's going to know about this one. Chris Sale, when he had to wear long sleeves for a throwback jersey day, he took scissors and cut all the sleeves off the jerseys of the White Sox jerseys back then
That
for
is
that
just
throwback.
Very petty.
I mean, look at the Red Sox Seattle jerseys. Like Alex Cora asked the league, "Hey, can we wear this on the road when we try to go for the postseason?" Because they were that good to them.
And that's just it. When the A's were still in Oakland, they wore the Oakland jerseys, the green Oakland jerseys. That's what I liked because you should be
My
able to
favorite
wear
one's the
your
gold.
your home team. You should be able to wear where you're from on the road and everything.
Yeah.
But Motor City does not work if you're playing at home. It's Detroit, it's Seattle, it's Chicago, it's Boston, it's Houston. That's my one complaint about these City Connect jerseys. If they're going to wear them on the road, that's fine, but no
Here's Detroit.
nicknames on the freaking jerseys.
Yeah,
Please.
never again. Never again.
If it's on the back like it was for Players Weekend, that's fine. But no nicknames for the cities on the front of the jersey. I'm sorry.
So here's the one for Detroit.
I don't know. I just don't know about these City Connect jerseys, honestly.
Same thing with
Tampa.
basketball too. Basketball's notorious for their City Connect jerseys.
And that's another
think,
example. That's another example. NYC.
I honestly don't understand. I understand why they did it, but they kind of eliminated. That's ugly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that is not good.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm not trying to offend anybody here, but Brandon, did you think that Philly jersey was any good?
I think it looks cool. I think I like the hat more though.
I was fine with the hat. It's just when I see a Philadelphia jersey, I see that big P logo or the big. I don't see it's not Philly. It's not a nickname. I would say it's
different.
Well, the one thing is, I just thank the Lord that they don't throw, and I'm glad they've never done this, and I hope they never do. Philadelphia should never do that Philly Fanatic green for a jersey ever.
What do you think about this one?
Decent.
It's okay, but
Yeah.
the one I think of the most is the We Are Family Pirates. Willie Stargell, Kent Tekaluve, and everything. And
I don't like this one, Baltimore. I
like the blackout jersey, but it just kind of clashes with my memories of the orange one. And then
I wonder what Kevin thinks about this one. The for the Reds.
And then you have the Houston Space City ones.
it's still too close to the other one, to the one before that.
Seattle. What do you think of this one, Gianni?
That's okay, but I like the ones from the 90s. The Seattle uniforms for the 90s. Those were sweet. And Texas had a very specific jersey in the 90s, too. I don't remember what it was exactly, but
Loud Braves.
They don't have
those actually exemplify what I'm talking about. Now, that is a jersey. That is the same jersey type that they wore back in the 70s. That's one of the I think that's the jersey that Hank Aaron broke the home run record in.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's another one I would love to get to in honor of him. I also love the old
this one. It's very
messy.
Garish.
There's too much going on color-wise.
Yeah.
It's not that I call it messy so much as it's just like
busy.
It's busy, and it's San Diego was never about retro.
The only thing I like about this jersey is the text font.
Well, there's a specific jersey. It's the one that reminds you of Robin Yount, Paul Molitor, Bob Uecker. It's the older jersey, the one that roars across the chest.
The Angels.
Ugh,
No.
no.
Next, Colorado. No.
Based on their license plates.
Yeah, well, the license plate says "Leave Colorado immediately." At least that's what I think. But again,
Kansas
the Royals,
City.
it's okay, but it's not like
I
That's
actually
those
like
are-
this one. I
You actually like
this one.
those?
I think
But
it's
the
okay.
typeface-
The typeface of that thing is supposed to be based on the 1975 NASA worm logo.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not. It's not that it's bad. It's just the color.
Yes.
And that the
Washington.
Washington Nationals one, that it's not the color. It's not the gray color that I was worried about. It's they have a rich history with good jerseys. It's just that I'm sorry, that's not it.
Nope. The Dodgers. I thought this was the regular one. I thought
That's an alternate one that they have, but that's
yeah,
not
it was very unoriginal.
that's not the blue one that I love. The creamsicle jerseys are ugly, man.
Yeah.
Those
I know.
see, there's a big difference, and I'm not speaking for everybody here, but there's a big difference between the beautifulness of the Astros jerseys from the 70s, and then there's this. That is, it's just orange and black. It's ugly.
Oh,
Oh
God.
God.
Heck no. Next.
No.
That's not good.
That was our first jersey when we did the City Connect thing, and again, it's like a nickname for that part of town. It's stupid.
Now this
Brandon,
one,
what do you think about this one?
It's still the best one they've ever done. Best
I
City
like
Connect
that.
by far.
It's better than
Yeah.
the Bulls one, in my opinion. It's better than the Bulls one.
Leaps and bounds.
Miami.
That's number 2 for me. I think that's outstanding.
It could be so much worse. I actually agree with Brandon on this. That one's not bad. My only issue is it doesn't work with the white pants. I would have gone with a blue pants, maybe. Like switch the belt color, make the belt white, and then have the pants be like a teal blue.
That one, Boston. It's based on the Boston Marathon. So
Well, that one's okay.
yeah.
This has me thinking, you guys.
Yeah, I
If
think
and
that's
when
all.
I just wonder what will happen if the City Connect program is still around in 7 years. If the Vegas move for the A's goes on, I can't wait to see what that'll look like. They'll probably go all
It's
in.
just
and
a
go
thing
crazy.
with a slot machine on the front. That's all it'll be.
I think they'll probably go pretty crazy with the Vegas theme.
Yeah, it's gonna have a bunch of strippers on the front, I'm sure.
Keep in mind, this is just a forecast.
No, it's just gonna have a couple dollar signs on the front that says, "We didn't pay for our own stadium."
Now this is the Red Sox did a thing for St. Patrick's Day before the whole thing with the company decided to ruin it. This was what St. Patrick's Day.
Oh
turns
yeah,
in.
that's
love
one
that
of my
one.
favorite ones. I actually like that.
And I should get that honestly, but
It's all
I
right. I
don't
mean,
have this, so
Boston is known for its residents being of Irish ancestry. Quite a few of them.
See, there's a difference between celebrating ancestry
Oh, look at that hat.
and then ruining it.
Look at that hat right there. Actually, I want to get
See?
that hat because
That's actually pretty cool. I actually like that. It's not part of their color scheme, but I like it. It's not it doesn't clash with the uniform. And the green jersey with the white pants, that's fine. But it's when they... Okay. Since we're talking jerseys, now I can actually bring this up. Now that we've done throwbacks. Back in the late 90s, David, you'll want to listen to this because you were born in the 2000s. But back in the 90s, there was a promotion done by Ken Griffey Jr., Major League Baseball. Turn ahead the clock.
Oh my.
and it was not a success. The sleeves were off. They actually had the armpit hair out and everything else. There were
The logos
sleeveless
are way too
jerseys.
big.
The logos were, that's right, the logos were enormous, the backwards hats and everything else. And they had the jerseys untucked and everything else. And guess what? Immediately the baseball commissioner, being a bunch of killjoys, they had the
Yeah.
jerseys untucked. They said, no, we can't have that. Tuck the jerseys back in. That's an unfair advantage. Just like, okay, Jesus Christ.
Also, I know the Red Sox didn't use these during the games, but this hat has a special place in my heart.
Bullshit.
Those they should have used, honestly. That's one of those things where you can make an exception. You can definitely make an exception for that. And I think it would fit. I think they should.
I actually know the guy who designed this logo, the president of the AAA team, the Worcester Red Sox. He was the one, Dr. Charles, actually designed this logo, so I give a lot of props to him.
Honestly, I think they should have worn that on the anniversary. I think they should have worn that on the 10th anniversary, but they didn't. And that's a problem. But
Yeah.
I'll delve a little bit more into turn ahead the clock. The jerseys were gaudy. They were the wrong color and everything else. They had like different position names and everything else, and they gave guys like alien antennas and everything else, like something out of Star Trek. They brought it back one more time about 10, 12 years ago now, and it didn't work then either. The Astros jerseys they had from then were actually pretty nice. I liked the promotion a bit, but turn ahead the clock was not good.
Yeah.
Because let me see if I can find it.
Oh,
Yeah, here it is.
Mercury Mets.
Yeah, the Mercury Mets and everything else. The Royals jerseys from that night, they weren't bad, but they were, just to give you a glimpse, this is what it looked like. That was the Royals jersey and everything else. This is what they look like. They were golden helmets and everything else. It wasn't bad. This was the problem I had with it. Like that giant logo, the number being like that. The sleeves weren't the problem. It was the...
Also note how the name on the back is at the bottom of the number instead of the top as a standard. That just looks weird.
I don't find... It's not even that I find it weird. I just find stuff like that. Because between this and Players Weekend, I'll take Players Weekend over Turn Ahead the Clock. Because at least with Players Weekend, the nicknames are fun. They're having fun. But the problem I had with Players Weekend wasn't that they could pick the names. It was that they had to baseball had to ruin it again. They had to take something fun and ruin it. They made the jerseys either be white or the jerseys be black. And I had a massive issue with that because, and I'm sure you guys learned about this with this year's All-Star game, they finally gave back
Thank God.
the All-Star game jerseys. They finally allowed them to play in their own uniforms again. Why they took it away, I don't know. But my problem with it is, yes, people know you play in the American League or the National League. I want to know what team you actually play for. I want to know if you play for Seattle, the Cubs, the White Sox, the Red Sox, the Astros, the Mets, or otherwise, the Pirates. I want to know who your team is. I don't want to know what some corporate screw up at the top is making money off of. If he's sitting on it and spinning, that's his business. But I like it better. I like both, actually. But never, ever again should you ever put the last name under the number. Never do that again. That is not good. That was the one time they did it, and they should never do it again.
Here's another jersey of a throwback I would love to get.
That was the one I was talking about when it came to the Pittsburgh one.
That's my
That's the We Are Family ones.
Yep. And here's my question to you, Joey. What is your favorite City Connect and throwback jersey? He asked me to throw me the throwback, so
My favorite throwback.
and now it's the same
There's
thing.
a lot of them, and it's not for my own team either. It
Mm.
was oh god, let me choose. It was actually Detroit when they were in the 80s and everything else. That big tiger face and everything else they had during the 84 season, where it was the tiger. That I actually liked. They had that on their white jerseys and everything else. It had to do a lot with, and I know I wasn't born in 1984, but Tiger Stadium was a place you wanted to actually go and watch a baseball game. If you
Amen.
sat in that monstrous center field where it was 440 feet away, you got to see, if you look to your right, if you look to your left, the whole ball field. And for City Connects, I think if Pittsburgh had tweaked theirs a little bit, just a little bit, and made it more towards their heritage and everything else with the traditional Pirates
Yeah.
jersey where they had the stripes and everything else, but the hat for the Pirates in the 70s, that hat specifically, that's the jersey I'm talking about, yes. But the hat I'm talking about is the old Pittsburgh Pirates hat. They had the stars on it and everything, the stripes on the bill.
That's a
Now
pillbox
that was
style.
bad. That was a badass hat. That's what I'm talking about when I'm thinking about throwback.
Speaking of throwback, Jesse just sent me this. A Wade Boggs jersey. of the Devil Rays.
David's favorite player.
I love
Old school player, anyway.
it's.
Didn't last long.
See, that's the thing, though. They need to bring those jerseys back for the every at least one week a season, not the entire week, but one game, like a week of games. Weekend, just weekend throwbacks, the alternatives, because they've got what 6, 7 jerseys to choose from at all times. You got your home, your away, your alternate home, your alternate away, your throwback jersey. That's 5 right there, and then
also
you've
City
got
Connect.
one for your City Connect. You've got 6 jerseys, so why not pick one old
Also-
jersey to bring back every weekend or so? Have it be for the Sunday afternoon game so the kids can see it. Get the exposure out there that these teams were once proud of what they had.
Also the Red Sox. The Red Sox also used to wear the color red jersey. You know what I'm talking about on Fridays. They used to wear those, but now they wear this on Fridays because of the City Connect and everything. And they use that Red Sox jersey as a backup now for some reason, which I don't like. But in my opinion, they should only wear the yellow marathon jersey during a marathon weekend, and then wear this on a Friday and wear one on a Saturday, or one way or the other.
If I had to say my favorite throwback jersey of each of these teams, for Boston, it's the all whites. The all whites suit Boston the best, with the Red Sox across the chest for Boston. For the Dodgers and the Mariners, the Dodgers jersey that always personified them best is it's all whites. It's the all white jersey. So that way it's clean cut and everything. That's how you know your guys are going to work to play. They end up starting out all white. They end up with brown dirt stains and everything else. They got grass stains all over them. They got sweat going through the hat. That's how you know your team's gone to town and played. And specifically for the White Sox, the stripes. Those stripes with the vest. The big old, the sleeves underneath. That's how you know you were playing a badass team, because you had big Carl Everett. You had Tomey there for a brief period of time. You had Thomas. You had all these big wood-carrying guys who carried the lumber to the lumber yard. You dealt with the teams. And there's one that you guys actually didn't think I'd talk about. This was back in 1962, some 63 years ago, excuse me. The Colt 45s, when they first became a team. That was Houston. I would love for them to bring those back for the Astros. That was the team, and that whole celebration and everything. I wish they would bring that back, where they had the guy they had the little cowboy like this going pew 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 pew, shooting and everything on the screen. Bring back old scoreboards like for Synergy Field or whatever they use.
There's a reason why teams like the Patriots wear their old school jersey once or twice a year. In the NFL, some teams do that. I don't know how many, but all I know is for the Patriots, they do that.
The one thing I wish Chicago would bring back besides the jersey, specifically because Wrigley Field, they sing the seventh inning stretch. I think the White should bring back the old Comiskey Field scoreboard, the one they used to set off fireworks and everything else, the one that had the bells and whistles. That was a scoreboard. Of course, they won't bring that back now because Reinsdorf ain't dead yet. I'm sorry. I'll be nice. I'll be nice. I'm sorry. I don't want to wish the old man has a heart attack. Yes, I do. But still.
Sorry,
Brandon, don't they have the scoreboard that shoots fireworks off still? It's been a while since I've been to a White Sox game, so I mean, I know
they still do
fireworks.
They still do.
It just seems a bit toned down now. It's all becoming consumerism. It's just like oh yeah, we'll shoot off fireworks, but it costs us $5,000 a chance. Like you don't have $1 billion loan or have it pay out of pocket. And last but not least, the Cubs, they always and forever have because I had a Cubs jersey. I ended up donating it though. I don't remember I couldn't remember if I donated or not, but it was one of those. It was all blue. It was all blue. It had the big old. It had the cut. It had the C, and it had the little bear on it, the little cub.
Yeah, we use that.
That's why I got it. And it was a wicking jersey, so it kept all the sweat off and everything. That's the jerseys I like. Is the ones where you don't sweat through it halfway through the game. You're not wringing out your shirt and everything else because you're sweating like you're in Arizona for 5 hours.
Well, nowadays they just run down to the clubhouse, put another one on.
That's cheating. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Sign in and say, "Hey," and be like me and Joe Green and say, "Hey, kid, catch." It's just like it smells like ass, man. I can't wear it.
Hey,
I mean, that's what they do for charity, but it's just like at least wash it, then sign it.
Do you have a favorite minor league jersey?
Oh God! Now you're really making me dig deep. Keep in mind, if you see my head start smoking, blame David.
I'm asking good questions. That's my job.
I know. I have to think here. That's why I'm saying if my head starts smoking, call somebody.
Yep. Oh yeah, phone a friend. Okay.
I would honestly think, as far as I know, the old Montgomery Biscuits jerseys were good. And yes, that is an obscure reference there. Montgomery had a team way back when called the Montgomery Biscuits, and they actually had some really nice uniforms. I would have said the Durham Bulls, but that's too much on the nose for inside baseball. Even though they still have nice jerseys, they're the ones who had the hit the bull, you win a steak.
I would love to get I know this is not minor league, but a Charles Gibson Grays jersey.
Oh boy!
Because Charles Gibson.
Yeah, he was the Black Babe Ruth, but still, I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I'm just saying that's probably going to run you more than the Marlins jersey would have. If you want it authentic, anything that has the word authentic in it adds about $500 to its value.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I would have loved to have a White Sox jersey like they had with the vest and everything else that had the Frank Thomas 35 on the back, but Lord knows it would have been like $250 now because he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Well, do you have a favorite current team jersey other than the A's, of course? But I'm talking
I would have to get back to you on that. I don't really look at jerseys anymore because they change them out They change them out every day.
Yeah.
Another thing is, it's $200 now with shipping for any jersey. I go to Fanatics and it's ridiculous. I'm not saying it's not right to get a jersey, but if I'm a child now, I don't look up at my dad and pull him on the pant leg and say, "Hey, Dad, can I get a jersey?" It's just like, "You're gonna pay your tuition for it, son."
Or wait until
Lord,
or
those
wait,
things. I'm sorry, but the quality of the jerseys now is not great. I'm not saying that to
Yeah.
be rude. It's just that the higher the price goes, the lower the value of it is. In general, it's just like you could go online, you can make your own jersey for cheaper, and it's probably going to be higher quality. That's why I say the day Mitchell and Ness stops making jerseys, baseball, football, or otherwise, even basketball, the market's going to drop like a stone. They have the best quality. I'm sorry, Nike. I'm sorry, Adidas. But after the whole thing with Nike last year, and I will talk about this. I know we're going over quite a bit, but the Nike scandal from last year, where you could see everyone's junk and or
Oh my god.
that killed the market, in my opinion, for jerseys. I would never in my life wear a jersey from Nike, especially after they made the pants see-through. No
That was
grown-ass
horrible.
man needs to be told, "Oh yeah, I wear that jock strap too, just like my favorite baseball player."
That was horrific.
All right. Before I go any bluer, before I start speaking blue here, let's get out of here, okay? Because I don't want to say
Yeah.
the wrong thing and get my
Time for the closing.
ass in trouble.
But,
All right. This has been the weekly baseball rundown, and before the host gets himself fired, this has been for David, for Josh, for Jesse, for Johnny, and for Mr. DeJesus. We love baseball, and we hope you do too. Good night, everybody.